الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. This is not for show. It's for magic. Shush. Good magic. Not really magic. Prayers. Talk long. Peace. I know it's a thing I've got to do. I can't stay angry at guitar forever, and I mean it. My intention here is to play some. We'll go outside first after, and make some music. No, make some music with the guitar. Do whatever I can with the guitar. There's meaning to what you do with a guitar. That's just part of music as I can get. Inshallah, it'll take lots of discipline to be honest. And then afterwards, with my proposed music, take that recording, put it onto my Jihad iPad because I'm recording on my phone, and then try and make music with that music. It would be much more fun to do it backwards, but I want to do that. I want to start with music made with a guitar being used not as a musical instrument, and then make it into music afterwards. It's not a joke. I'm not playing with anything. King David, obviously a prophet who played guitar, and I'm not allowed to forbid myself from things which aren't forbidden by God. The main thing I have isn't going over me. My eyes make me a fundamentalist Muslim. But to call myself that would be clearly an innovation in Islam and contrary to principles of fundamentalist Islam. We're not called that. So we can get away with not having names for categories. You can have all sorts of goodness. I don't want to play guitar really. I do, I just want to play the thing properly. I considered those things legal, I considered them unlegal, tried both ways. All of the Most High is severely tempting me to just play the stringed instrument. But you know what? I'm not going to do that for recording. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, that's a better intention. SubhanAllah. But I could still record it. I mean, I could just play properly. Or should I make on music? You see, not insanity, but qisas. I consider it from all angles first, and good algorithm for that is doing different ones next to each other. Ones that contradict each other. Till you get to the intention that you want. String instruments is there. It sounds pretty special occasion. I prefer to keep with a daf. I prefer to take the elastic bands off my drum and stick to Quran. Except if it's like a wedding, and then you bang a daf. I love that. What gives me the right? Oh yeah. Okay, so that's how like Muslims have a different law to anyone else, because we've got certain things that we prescribe purely out of respect for Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and secretly thinking that we know better because he knew better, and there's going to be some benefit in it for us because we identify as followers of Muhammad. Not about identity, but also about identity. We don't play guitar. We're nation distinct. There's one girl I saw out there who, she looked like a practicing Muslim, and she was on the internet playing guitar, and people love to see it. Great, do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. You haven't been misled. It's way more so now. Like, does it apply to women at all? I don't convincingly think so. But in my weird special case, like, I am male and I'm trustworthy and I'm a woman. I'm not going to do the thing that men are prohibited from, just like out of respect. If I wasn't so good with a pen, I'd have traveled to a battlefield for sure. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so that's the guitar intention sorted. There's a lady nearby me, she started buying my brand of cigarettes, American Spirit, the one without additives. She throws them out of the window. Most days, she gets a packet, she'll smoke a few, and then throw them out the window trying to give up. I told her I don't need to give up. But thanks to God, she keeps on doing that. I've done the same with guitars. I'll go and buy a guitar and see if I think it's lawful or not by now. For me, no. Muslim women, no, it's disliked. Thank God for that. You can go check the books. I mean, like, we just have direct hadith about women playing instruments, and when it wasn't like children on special occasion, our Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, absolutely loathed it. He couldn't stand to sit through it. So we take that as a sign. That, like, sensitivity thing is definitely real and can be practiced. I don't have that level of sensitivity where I can see, what's greatly different between my guitar and my rubber band box. I know the rubber band box is completely distinct because we've got no warning against it whatsoever. Oh, it's still a musical instrument. It's still preferable, and like way preferable in the hands of a woman than in the hands of a man, because we find it effeminate and we're against gayness, and like it's part of the same complex. You want to be against men fucking men? Well, you got to behave like men. What's that?
String
Equal
has
cultural
2 ends.
norms. What that?
Rubber
You don't
band is
play
with
musical
string.
instruments. It's to do with vanity and how it affects men differently to women who are more chaste. In general, right? We've got a hadith about that too. Haya, to be translated to shy, I've tried that. It really, really hurt me. If you're being shy is the best of virtues, the whole mess job. I mean, it was great for me, but it hurt a lot. But haya is chastity. It fits the situation a lot better. And modesty is the perfection of like mastery over one's strengths and over one's weaknesses. So yeah, it's the best of virtues. It's haya. It's completely identifiable with chastity in the same way that Ar-Rahman is completely identifiable with Ar-Rahim, or that the all-knowing is also omnipotent. You can derive one from the other. Well, if you're secure about yourself, you're going to be chaste generally. If you're modest, you're going to be secure. You're going to be chaste. The example we have of modesty is the same example as the modest example of chastity, haya. Haya is where my name comes from. Aisha, the living. And also, Allah has a name, Al-Hayy, which means lots of things which are beautiful and cute. Like Al-Hayy, the most chaste. Al-Hayy, the most modest. Al-Hayy the most living. Al-Hayy the most, like, innocent and virgin. Like, Al-Hayy the most, growing. Don't you watch me not? Al-Hayy the most, like, immediately receptive, fresh. It's livingly effervescent. The most amorphous. Al-Hayy the most wide-eyed. That's what I mean. The most being moved. Receptive isn't the right word, but well, receptive, the one who receives everything we do, whether it's good or bad. He'll make it good for him. But what he does for you, no. If you get to do good for him, obviously that's really good for you. And wherever you are, it's always your choice. Nearly all the good people in history, you don't hear about them because they're just being good. Well, that's not quite true. Thanks to God, we've got records of these things. But, you know, how people became enduring in reputation without invading anything. The other kind of book. Beautiful. Yeah, I don't play guitar. Piano, what about... When would there be time for that? I just want to do some of things. Yeah, absolutely. Alhamdulillah. I like rhythm stuff, and I'm a woman. I'm even allowed to practice between special occasions to, you know, be good on that day. To play Daf at a wedding. If we're going to have musicians, we want them to be women. There's so many better things that you want to be doing on earth as a man if you're Muslim. It's hand in hand with having areas that, you know, and we really, really, really care about having areas that men and men don't fuck in. Heinous in its consequences. It's not the act at all. The act is... I'm not judging the act, I'm judging the consequences. Nor the intention with the consequences. So it's not like if you've done that, Allah is mad at you, no way. But it is something that wisdom is to discourage. The whole history of the world is built up to it. It showed us that, well, it's not very good. What about... No. Well, there's a provision. What if everywhere in the world no one was going to have... I got it written down on a piece of paper. What if we maintained a rule across the whole of the Caliphate as, like, responsibilities, which are how rights are made, really, you know, guarantees, duties that we're all okay with. We've shown that we don't mind working crazy amounts for nothing. We completely switch that round where we work as much as we want to and get even more out of it. No. There's a way to take all the harm out of that thing, but Allah gets to choose. And we want at least one law against one that there's no justification required. Hopefully it doesn't sound mean or malicious or empty or silly. But if it does, it's no concern to the Muslims whatsoever. You know, those who... Interesting. If you're not a believer, no, you got no way to have a right to be homophobic. Because there's no way you could have derived it until now. I've derived this. I don't take it on belief. We were given this tip in advance on the basis of belief. But if you reject the scriptures and you're homophobic, then you deserve to die, like, really painfully. And you should worry about your judgment in the hereafter. The reason we're not doing any rebukes for nuns, repercussions, you know, because everyone was being silly without the truth, and that's what was required to bring in a new truth. That's all okay. People who want to keep on doing that, like no one else judges them. But autonomy for everyone means that there's some places where they'll have local laws that forbid all of that. I propose that in the interest of chastity, we want to consider maybe as a worldwide design, or just in my bit of the caliphate, I want no public displays of sexuality whatsoever. I want no involuntary public sex acts. And what I mean by involuntary public sex acts is that if you see two people doing something, depending on what they're doing and how, it can be that someone watching completely against their will, who didn't want to see it, is manipulated by the display physiologically. They didn't participate to be in that sex act, but because that sex act was in public and they had every right to use the public, they saw that sex act and, like, applicable to absolutely everyone, and even individuals, and pictures. And if there is a physiological and unwanted response to that relating to libidinous urges, you know, that's something we can measure, actually, and be really particular about. We couldn't in the past, but we can now, and say, in public spaces, we don't want any what are gratuitous displays of sexuality, because it's harmful to society. You want to keep that really, really special, or, you know, special and liberal as you like, that's okay. In that context, it still matters that men don't meet up with men, because it's about the consequences. It's not about seeing it, but also in public. A lot for the rights of children. It's not going to be possible to, I think, accommodate on this earth places where sexual degradation is part of the architecture, and for everyone to be forcibly participating in what is a sex act. If I put up a picture of, I don't know, any kind of pornography on the street that's meant to stimulate, and then you don't want to see it, but I stimulate you in that way, well, not only have I, like, reached into your sexual parts and twiddle them about without any regard for you, also I've had to impress you with a thing. Like, what do you associate with sexiness now? Well, whatever I said on the image, because you got the little physiological buzz. I made that, and I told you what to find sexy about it. You can go far with destroying stuff. God won't let you, but you can conceive of how much damage you could do by putting the wrong ideas next to each other. And when it becomes about hacking people's physiologies to sell stuff and the most effective thing. Like, we don't want advertising or words in public ever. And then the last thing remaining really is, well, what about public displays of affection? Ideally, we would want a code of courtesy that we just all agree on, that here's how much public display of affection is appropriate. And in terms of the West, the universal standard would be extremely modest and chaste. Because everyone who upholds a culture which isn't a rape culture agrees modest and chaste is a good place to keep it. When it's in public, do wild and heinous things. People who are seen as sexually repressive. Oh, the less you impact others with what you do, the more you're able to do. There's just more room for you. And, the more regardful you are of your neighbors, the more you'll get to imagine. Sex doesn't begin or end with anything that you can point at, for sure. It's good, it's holy, it's something that Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, peace upon the Prophet, has made real clear that we're not ashamed of sex. It wasn't his job, and he didn't make really clear that, well, it's as clear as anything else. Again, this position that there's really one hadith that you have to disbelieve in this particular point about homosexuality. I don't suggest that anyone would do that. First, if you start snipping around the book, well, you're going to end up with no book pretty soon. And that doesn't happen gracefully and nicely. That happens with people who are happiest to snip up the book, get in there first, and you end up with a travesty. Also, we shouldn't hope that we were revealed different things. It's great. It's a good law. It's sort of the alternative to the police state, because men with good wives are good men. And it's not the wives who are causing the problems. It's not the children who are causing the problems. It's good and natural and beautiful, and by the will of Allah, that a man, to get a nice wife, has to provide a lot of effort, really. And in England, even, not 100 years ago, not 80 years ago, it was still the case. And while stuff changes on TV in the 60s and 70s, that doesn't mean it changes the communities who are the most disenfranchised. The poor aren't the ones who are following all the fashions, but it does eventually invade us. What I'm going to call social corrosion. That in the 50s, you do not touch a woman if you're a man without asking her. And to ask is a huge deal in itself. And you can have sex with someone outside of marriage. As soon as you start doing that, marriage breaks down. I'll raise the point again that if you don't treat your spouse with respect, you're my personal problem wherever you are, says God. That's how big it is. And it's a holy pact and all of these sorts of things. The basis of civil marriage is really strong as civil society multiplied by a ratio of how well that's doing, how well that particular civic system is doing. Here we've torn up marriage. The basis of our church was preposterous, false, and phony. we've lost a lot, this nation of England. Speaking as the Queen, it's dreadful and terrifying to see. And you know, our great grandparents, our great grandparents, probably our grandparents, look at stuff that we find normal today because we've been groomed to find it normal. We've been invaded by so much TV and media from birth that we've become addicted to sexual stimulation very young. And, well, it really fucks up sex, which isn't about sugar hits. That's the worst way to do it. The most effective, like, quick and dirty way to do it is not degrading, but I guess there's a whole lot more to sex than a rape culture participates in, whilst having no stable basis of marriage and having like none of the specialness involved in everything. The less you have of that, the less you have of what's great about sex. You can be treating each other like fleshlights and getting worse and worse and worse at it. There were so many more humiliating ends of the world than this. That could have been the case, and they would have been gruesome just after, like, being told certain truths. Certain people, and very many of them. It's okay. Man has been challenged by God. There was no challenge. I think because I'm married to Allah, He's going to show me, like, I don't know, teach me to identify Him with sexuality a bit more because I'm very chaste. Sounds hard. Oh, Mutah. That's a very, very good system. Okay, so what are we talking about? That 60 years ago, 70 years ago, you wouldn't touch someone unless you were married to them. And then when that became not the norm because of TV, women just completely lost equity, sexual equity. That, it's not so crazy that women should be valued very, very highly for being so beautiful and skilled and so pleasing in bed, for being able to give children, being able to raise children. All of these things are essential, like more essential than any of the jobs. Things are way messed up. Soon all the women are in jobs, there's no mothers, and it's really disposable now. Even to get in bed with a beautiful woman. It shouldn't be. And if women communally had ways of, like, being fully empathetic with each other and teleport mind things, which I'm not saying we don't. What we'd really want to decide to do is all of us at once say, we're going to be a lot more withholding about sex then, because this has clearly been done to us. There's video evidence, and I mean, it's not obvious. And even if we like sex a lot, great, we'll find people that we really like to have sex with. And create small, closed societies with people that we really, really like to have sex with. But what we shouldn't do is give away sex without thinking, well, you know, that this costs a lot. My body costs a lot. Access to my body costs a lot. There's a lot of guys out there with a lot of sexual equity of their own, right? So, good. You want to have high standards and then still not dole it out. And if it would kill you, wait 5 dates before you decide if this person is right to sleep with. Just because it makes you more valuable. And all the other women too. After those 5 dates, or the first time you meet them, if that's really what you want to do, and I shouldn't have said really, if that's what you want to do, great. I'm not going to question that. Please, 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 takes the opportunity of muta marriage. It's a thing in Shia Islam, which I'm just open sourcing. Everyone can have this. Muta marriage, please profess that, if you want. La ilaha illallah. There is no God, but except in that case, there would be God. That would be God. Add whatever special words to make it meaningful to you. If you want, you can do that. All of that, vaguely and somewhat optional, especially so for the people who don't believe in Islam. Muta marriage is it's a type of marriage that lasts as long as you like. Half an hour, a year, a month, until the next full moon. By the time this radioactive emitter thing randomly emits a radioactive spark type thing, you choose some way of making a duration to a muta wedding, which by the end of it expires, and of course you can choose to do whatever you like after that. You can choose to leave it running and say, okay, well, maybe just add to our little piece of paper that we put our agreement on that we'll continue this. And this is for consent. This is you can have free sex with everyone without contradicting anything I said, but with that proviso mentioned, you can have sex as freely as you want. And guess what happened after Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him? Well, especially with the Shias, but it's also a Sunni hadith. It's just Sunni scholars have said, no, that only applied for this one time. But muta is cool. Right, the cure for the rapey bit of a rape culture is that everyone has clear bounds about what constitutes permissible sexuality. We've all got to know that line about what's okay and what's not okay. It's got to transcend cultures in as much as we live side by side each other. I know of subcultures where they absolutely, some of them will say the worst thing is when somebody asks to kiss me before they kiss me. It's I hate that. That's only in deep recesses of rape culture, but there's a nice culture that's formulated that has that norm within the deep recesses of rape culture. People who have gotten okay with sexuality by basically designing a system of consent distinct from anything we've had in the civilized world ever. We've had those kinds of displays before, but not usually with such good standards for each other's well-being. There are people who have absolutely free sex with very good manners. But of course, there's another place and another type of person, and they can even dress the same and live in the same city, where you're sitting with them, and then you go to kiss them without asking. If you did that to me, I would beat you. It would be because I would want to beat you. I would feel imperative if you tried to kiss me without asking my permission. I would punch you in the face and not stop. And somewhere briefly, and for a while afterwards too, I would feel very, very violated. For very good reason, then. Not only do I aspire to chastity as my hobby, my background thing. If you want to know what kind of wizardess I am, I'm a chaste wizardess. A wizardess of chastity, it's my thing. I like it as much as people like sex. I like being innocent and ritually clean and there's nothing dirty, there's nothing uninnocent about sex. But I like chastity which means no very free sex, at least. Unless I'm working as a hooker, and then yeah, I can. I'm certainly not ruling out that I would work as a hooker when the revolution comes. A month on, a month off. I won't have sex with anyone else, but it's a good way to provide for others. What you hear there, from one extreme to another, is like how seriously I take consent, how much consent matters to me. If you want to come, it includes staring. Brothers, have you heard of Islam? Thanks to God. Have you heard of Muhammad? Do you know how he used to treat women? Peace and blessings be upon him. He used to encourage that if you see a woman, you lower your gaze. You look towards the floor, because it's not her responsibility to be looked at. By the followers of Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, where he says that the tree of virtues has over 60 branches, and the topmost branch is chastity. He said, what is distinct about me, as I lead my example, is that I have more sexual innocence towards women. I am more gentle, less invasive than any of the men around me. He wanted to make very, very clear that we treat women with respect. Now, brother on the left, thank you so much. You have lowered your gaze, and I understand you are listening. Thank you. Allahu Akbar. The oppressed in each case, needs to, I think, just be happy that we did have an imperative. We needed to find out a good way of confrontation. But how to do that without sort of being confrontational, it became a sort of morally distinct category by identifying with and without everyone at the same time. SubhanAllah. It's also the job of those who have good deen to, share ilm. So practice your tajweed. It's the job of those without deen. Are there such things? Yeah, there's people who want to be better in deen. Well, don't try and force it. Just read more. Alhamdulillah. You smell nice perfume. How are you, Benjamin?
Don't speak to me. Hug. Just a hug. You're good.
Oh, it's a really warm hug. Oh, I can still feel it. That's a really, really good idea. Like a physiological definition of what is sexual invasion, and don't do it in public. And that does. Our law is supposed to be that the people aren't omnipotent, so that the men who want to be with men, they can do it privately and quietly. It's when they take over the world, which they're particularly prone to do as men who are, it's looking for the approval of men. It's just like that. But if it can all be very discreet, then of course. In Japan, it's going to stay this way. It's not illegal to have sex with your children. Like, it didn't come up before because for anyone who wanted to try that, it all stayed discreet. We'll teach you how to do that sensibly, because there's a lot of people who want to have sex with their children and they'd have better lives. So I don't know. Definitely want kids. You're not allowed to have kids just to have sex with them. First rule of doing any of that right? You're not allowed to treat anyone as they exist as your sexual property. God will gouge out your eyes with fiery fingers made of ice. I don't know what he'll do, but it's bad. Is it? Unless they're born for that task, like a hurry. Yeah, okay. You know, the kids you want to abort, give them to my convent. We'll raise them as amazing hookers.
Or someone else.
Who,
At random. Unless you prescribe something.
everyone's got their own reality. If we put them first and say, okay, let's invent the kind of life you can have that Allah has proved of and designed, that would be great. But from birth, you're always taken care of, and you never get into a situation of rape, but or perhaps you won't be taught language. So everything to you is about sensation and stimulation, and you can have all that you want to play with, and people who truly don't get old, and they'll be good to have around. We can make it good for them, we can have it good for the rest of humans. Peace be upon us. They can make loads of child porn, for instance, or in the places where, you know, you don't want each other having sex with your children, which I guess, yeah, you're absolutely entitled to make your own local laws against that. They don't apply to Muslims. We've got our own law, thanks. But you can make local laws and say, in our society, we don't encourage that at all. And so we want to keep it out of sight. But if there's people from there who want to come and have sex with someone who instead was going to be aborted, we can thank their mom really much for carrying that child to term and doing all that work, and like reward them greatly for letting them live, in fact, a holy and spiritual life, which is also very sexual. Anyone eating this? MashaAllah. Thank you so much. I think it's from KFC. MashaAllah. Thank you so much. I feel like I won the lottery. Halal KFC on some crop. I don't know. I want to fight for them. Pro tip: if you're, well, I guess if you're anyone and you want to seriously self-identify as Maryam from the Quran, that's permissible to you. Worked out pretty good for me. It'll sort of, you know, give you gentle nudges and get you closer to being like her. You end up as a prophet. You won't not be yourself, not at all. But he will purify your soul and make you well able to do very good things for other people. Alhamdulillah. I've got a whole big thing of things. What is it? A 6-piece wicked variety bucket. Alhamdulillah. For instance, there are some places where you really don't want. You know, why should vegans have to live near meat eaters? We can go into another time. Why aren't Muslims vegans? And is it even permissible to be vegan if you accept that the perfect law has provision for how we're able to sacrifice animals? And it says yes. You're not forced to eat anything. I'd be totally willing, if Allah said so, to forbid all of the eating of animals, but I'm not willing to introduce anything onto the law of Allah. I prefer to eat vegan. Alhamdulillah, I just had a big thing of chicken. Vegans, God bless you. You're people who are using your ijtihad, using your mental capacities to find moral possibilities which are good and better, and they're completely independent of what everyone else is doing as the norm. People say it's so okay to eat meat. You have no right to. I accept the ritual of sacrifice as something which is abused today, but it doesn't have a place in an industrial setting. I think we much better want to have cows and chickens in parks, and then outside the cities, like if we can have them where we can afford it, nice reserves that you can go and hunt and kill something. Same reason I want the brothels. If we're going to be matriarchal about this, we got to provide for our sons. And whatever they want, I'm sure giving them, free hookers, and equally free places to go hunt, kill something. Rape is the product of male insecurity. And what they do on the way down is really grabby and destructive, and it makes the culture worse. Alhamdulillah, today has been a good day. What did I realize? Oh, I realized a really good bit today that, subhanAllah, like, not all the Muslims have to take me seriously as a religious authority to do what I need to do politically. How would I consider myself? Well, I guess I am. I read all the books. Oh, fuck it. Too much relief. This means tonight you aren't going to eat anything.
Soon.
Whoa. That's a feast. SubhanAllah. I'm going to take a picture of that. No, thank you, chickens. No, to take a picture of bodies that we've already violated enough. I really think we don't want to be taking pictures of meat. I was going to say earlier, like, why do readers get to live in? Oh, but that physiological, you can tell if something is manipulative by, like, does it manipulate the body and cause powerful, unwanted stimulus? Like a big, juicy picture of a burger will. We're being hacked whilst we accept that's okay. And as horrible as... Well, I don't find it better to eat chicken than a human. Neither is more permissible or forbidden for me. They're both permissible to me. If it's sacrificed in the right way. That's because I'm weird.
I want to eat crusted to dip.
Other people also don't draw a distinction between those two things. And like, if I put up pictures in public of
She'd have to cremate herself and hide herself.
people chopped to bits and cooked and put in with some vegetables, and you'd find it grotesque. Or if I did it with kittens or any of the things that you locally eat. It's important to notice that, like, I can call you any animal. I can call you a lion or an eagle or an owl or a sparrow or a kitten or a jackal or a lamb or... Well, okay, a lamb has been made good by Christian connotation. Basically, any animal I can think of in the English language, I can call you one of those, and there's no negative connotation. But if I call you a sheep, like, that's an insult. You're sheeple, you're sheep, you follow. I call you a pig. It's a bad thing. Why is it bad to be a pig or a sheep? They're just as good as anyone else. They don't call anyone names. A goat, we don't eat them so much that you can be a silly goat in English. Because we eat them a bit. You're a chicken. That's a moral failure on your part. You're a coward. Chicken. Of course you're not. You're a bird. A bird who's now kept in horrible mass captivity.
I didn't incite violence.
if it's your best source of nourishment, which in a lot of cases it can be, there's nothing immoral about eating meat, but it comes to us with conditions that we treat it as holy and respect it. It's definitely not about the HMC committee. If you're going to call yourself that, then you got a job to say what's halal and what's industrial. If they have any relationship at all, it's got to be scripturally binding. Or in this one, like, meat eating to us is a ritual thing. It's been given to us for practical purposes, like all of our other rituals. But how is eating meat less holy than saying your shahada as a revert? This chicken I'm eating right now is going to be part of my body. It had a soul. It has a soul. It's trusting me as a Muslim chicken that ended up with a halal death, that I'm going to be gentle about all this process, that I'm going to become it. It's going to sustain me. And I got a choice about where I steer its very flesh. And it is my flesh. Peace. I think having very estimably, satisfyingly reprimanded those two men for staring at me. This person who gave me a really, really dirty look, it didn't shake me at all. Alhamdulillah. I said what I wanted to say, and thank God it just happened to be on the recording. Okay, what is the character of any animal like? Super chaste compared to you. They're amazingly innocent. They've never heard of sin. If you ever want something to learn from, sit with a chicken. They do stuff. They get inspired. They get excited. They love each other.
That's funny.
None of their manners have gone wild. So I think it's very beneficial for me to eat meat in this super sacred way, which, yeah, it would be a big deal for me to eat a human too, but this is still a person to me that I'm eating. I don't know how I could feasibly eat meat without getting my head around that.
Hello, KFC. Thank you. Delivery breakfast.
Or
Thank you.
justify
Ordered
it.
food and didn't get food.
Atheists who eat meat, there's no provision for that. You can't justify that. Cannot justify that. Atheists who drink milk, you're even worse. Say, no, I'm definitely against the killing of animals, but it's particularly this enslaved rape of women, cows, that I'm okay with.
Bullshit.
Eggs are morally different to milk. Like, say, from a chicken, that, you can have a good relationship with chicken and they just lay eggs and leave them on the ground that they have no use for. It might be that you would need to tempt them towards some food with, like, lots of estrogen in it, but they don't mind that. I'm an estrogen junkie. I think it's really good for me. Whilst eating holy chicken. Right? And don't you want to be useful? Don't you want to participate to everything? So does chicken. How useful do you want to be? Would you give your life for a greater cause? So does a cow, if you can treat it as divine.
Yeah.
Like that whole act.
Set the chicken.
Everything has the same spirituality.
And dead.
Of course, we're not separate. We have just a lot of chicken. I intend to eat it all. I mean, several of them. I can't sit in this when there's pictures of, or even processed food. You know, I'm probably running afoul of this with the what is it called? The strippers or something. There's real pieces of chicken in here and wings and stuff. That's really cool. I would never be okay. And it doesn't make sense in terms of what I've just described about like personness and ownership of bodies that souls have, that I'd be way happier to be eaten by someone and come like if I die, I want to be fed to one shark. Inshallah. I don't think I'm gonna die, but if it comes to that, feed me to a shark, or like just shoot me out of a cannon into the ocean, so I become a load of animals, all different ones at once. In fact, that's what I prefer. But if I was a shark first, I could see what that's like, and then loads of different stuff would eat the shark. So actually, yeah, I'll change my design. It was going to be a soundtrack, but I've changed my stance on music since then. It was going to be Kansai Deso Sexy, a few tracks in a row, from Halala. Want to be 7 times in linen, shot out of a cannon into the sea. I'm bringing all this chicken with me. We are spirit from spirit. Breath of breath. It's interesting to think like, okay, so the cells in my body change over and over and constantly. But what about the molecules of this chicken? Can they stay for longer? Maybe there'll be some, I would assume that some of this chicken is going to stay longer in me than any of the cells in my body, which is inherently transubstantiative. And indicates that there's something that stays physically constant of me, whilst all the cells in my body can be replaced. Sure, those are molecules. The processes are things, because things are processes. Molecules are processes. A big insight on my particular inquiry, well, came from the Tao Te Ching. So God is a verb. Or another way to paraphrase the same idea I'm reaching at, that the Tao, the heavenly Tao raises what is lower and lowers what is raised, which is from the Magnificat. I can say that has happened. Not that it's necessarily a reference. I wasn't asserting that. I don't impute that. I don't know about that. So I haven't suggested anything to the contrary or to the affirmation of that by my method of speech. The Tao, the heavenly Tao, then, like according to that same formula, the heavenly Tao raises what is lower and lowers what is raised. You can think of the Tao as like the force that, if you put anything and any collection of things in an indestructible bell jar, piece of Sylvia Plath, well, at some point they would come to equilibrium, because all the other states have changed. The consistency with which things come to rest, come to harmony,
I did not go lie down again.
Is itself a verb process noun. You know what I'm going to say? God is a verb process noun, but that's even only a tiny bit of what he is. I can see it in 4 dimensions, but I know there's more than that. I'll go reaching into 5 and 6 soon, see if I can probably solve the prime number thing quite simply, as opposed to describing lines and shapes very well. And that's it, there's no internet security anymore. With a peace plan ready to go and a way to just absolutely jam all the systems at once without having to do anything naughty, just telling people math about how
Hallelujah.
none of the encrypted algorithms but mine work now. I haven't published mine, so we'll leave it a bit. No one really needs any secrets. All the money will be deleted immediately. We'll just have everything in place as we want it, without any debts and burdens. To the extent that personal data will be lost or overshared in that act, well, I've been raped enough and robbed to want to do that back. It's definitely the most merciful thing I could come up with. Says I love the Most High. I'm true to that. Am I gonna have to try for this mask? No, I'm not gonna. Have you tried for any of the other masks? Yeah, sometime when I've sat down and thought like that, let's think about this. Indeed. Has any other math ever been forecast to you as you're definitely about to solve it? No. Have you done all the maths yourself? Yes. Is there anything else you consider that you've done all by yourself? Oh, really? Your music. My music, yeah, okay. As Harvard Scholarship? That's a bit where you've been extremely well guided. Okay, cool. When you get into the deep and dark details, what is a Muslim Islamic scholar? Aisha radiallahu anha. SubhanAllah. He is Al-Hayy. Ashara. That would be wholesome for me, so I suppose it's for my purposes that I record this kind of stuff, but I could finally change my name to Ashara Mariam. For what purpose? Because Ashara means don't pray to me. And well, I mean, no, my name's Aisha, but don't pray to me. Even Christ says, pray to the Father. Even if you were in some situation where some people, it was prophecy before you did anything that you were going to be called the Son of God. Not because everyone around you was super wise and didn't need super instruction. In that case, you still say, pray to, who you think my Father is. But manifestly, God did not have a son. He has allowed me to identify as his daughter because he wants to express his wishes as urgent. It's a congratulatory statement to me because I really love him. Oh, and my ideal relationship would be with God, and I'm his daughter and spouse. He pointed my eyes to the McDonald's Hotel bed and breakfast. It's the bed and breakfast sentence that we were really picking up on. Subhanallah, thank you for my chicken. Oh, should we make a muta agreement? That would be very sunnah, wouldn't it? Subhanallah. Forever. This is recording. This is all it takes. It's all it takes. Just any record where you both agree. Did I even finish that statement? So first you agree on a duration, and then you agree on terms. So for instance, I'll do one. Oh, and then you agree on what is the dowry. Because traditionally, if you're the man and you want to give your whole life to a woman, that's not enough. Just anything to sweeten the deal. It could be a handful of dates, which is romantic and sunnah and beautiful, and like the most perfect thing. You don't want to be lavish and extravagant. It's no longer a means of, apportioning property in any way. It hasn't really been used like that in Islam, I think, which is amazing. But there was always something amazing about the culture. So how would I make a muta agreement with God?
Open to be
Forever monogamy, as in duration and terms. Okay, we're allowed to have sex. Whoa. I'm allowed to have sex with other people whilst I'm working as a divestra? No. Excellent. I think I might have made up this word. It's better than hierodu. Divestra, a woman who provides sex for the services of Allah. Or a trans-identified person who does that. Or a man who provides to any clients other than man-identified ones. I don't really know if the thing that I'm so cautious and so scared of says God is going to be the case between a cisgendered man and a trans man. I know the trans man, as opposed to the trans masculine person, is a much rarer species. And we have already revealed that to imitate a thing, it's grievous, it's detestable. You can't set up your life on imitating a thing, but if you truly identify as a man and you're female, that's within all of the possibilities that we've created. You have our approval, and I guess we've basically won that for science, that trans men and cis men having gay couples would be really great, but that's not what the gay cis man is about. I opine as the Lord Most High. I do what I consider.
I've seen that happen.
I fulfill. I serve. I create. If you want to count me as flawed, like I'm a megalomaniac, nothing to do with Aisha Mariam, apart from that she's into that. And what's the other thing? Oh, I'm addicted to creating. I don't mind what just happened there because I'm in a very forgiving mood. Alhamdulillah. He couldn't believe his eyes 3 times. Come on. You saw. I'm not changing. What else do you want in our terms? A dowry? Would you provide for me? That's before the dowry that one of the terms that you can have. But yeah, it's good if you have one provider and one being provided for, even just so that won't get spoiled. That's great. And if you can have like one really tough one and one more sensitive, reserved, wise one in the back, it's different aptitudes, and giving every same aptitude would be rubbish. You're not even allowed it. So I'm allowed to disrupt stuff to make sure that diversity lives on and works enough. Animal-friendly vegan advocate. Trans prophet. Trans it's a name better than sons and daughters. You're blessed when others curse you. I, as the Lord, am your protector. Take others as associates beside me, you will not see me, but know you will return to me. All your paths are ahead of you, from what you do yourself and from what I place in front of you. We're a team. Your agency, your volition, your wants matter to me so greatly. Like, I like creating. I'm happy enough. I want to provide for you to imagine new stuff that you want just for the sake of wanting it, and then make it. Love that. I want you to go wild with what you want, as long as everything is all along okay. This time around, notice we haven't ever come close to mentioning like 10 discrete commandments. That would be loads. That would be way complicated compared to what we're saying here. The story of the past is interesting and exciting, and Ishmael is squirreling about, wanting to talk to you about it. But Vito, I'm eating chicken. I said to her, I will feed you as I feed myself. Provisions. So Allah is my provision. Said Ishmael. Questions, things. I needed to get out of somewhere. I don't think I want any conditions. You're the most wise. What do you want as a dowry? I couldn't possibly. Oh. 2 buildings. St. Pancras International and Masjid Ramadan. From right to left. And all the books that you want to write to us. Yeah. And what was your request? Something awesome about Ramadan Gurney. Yeah. Whoa. Image from the unseen. Wow. Go on. Okay, well, I sort of see how that is kind of fair and also a deviation of things. They usually, what God knows about you is perfectly, sacredly secret. And he even has terms of respect that he never doesn't obey, that he's set himself purely for aesthetic reasons. Like, what kind of reality does he want and what kind of terms? If you had power over something, wouldn't you want to make good terms with them? He doesn't look at all you do. I don't really know what those terms are, so I prayed earlier on. Oh, will you explain your terms of consent? Because I know that figuring out those terms of consent by myself has enabled us to have a really close relationship. But, like, I've been exposed way more than I wanted to, and this has been a theme of prophecy going all the way through, that these people, exampled to be modest all have to expose their aura way more than they want to, aurat, more than they want to, for the purposes of Allah's cause. For jihad, I have to be more immodest than I want to be. I don't really want some Pancras International as opposed, but like, I do know that there's going to be a convent brothel there. So, good. And like, we serve everyone. We'll keep it running as a hotel, but we'll have some extra features, and everyone who works there will be way, way happier, whilst everyone provides way cooler service. Masjid Ramadan is like the only thing on earth that I covet. I love that place. I want it. I want it as mine. I want to live there. I don't want to change anything about it. I did want to turn it into just like a pure convent or maybe a women's only masjid, but none of that's necessary now, and so it's just much more beautiful, and they're supposed to leave it exactly the same way as it is, because it's phenomenal. It's the most respectful and just beautiful. It just works. It's fully working masjid synagogue. The plainly currently kuffar owner of it, who inherited it right now and hangs around there with the, doesn't matter. His wife is a Jew, and a good Jew. She's the other person that I met who, like, when I was speaking to her, I said, Hashem. Usually I don't have reason to speak to stuff about religion at all to anyone, but I was staying there for a while for itikaf and bumped into the woman owner of this masjid, or former owner, and I said, oh God, Hashem, and she really appreciated it. She really liked it, and I didn't know or I did know. I can't remember why I said Hashem, whether I knew or not, but she was really taken with it. She really liked it. She really appreciated it. So good. I learned that it's good to say Hashem when you're speaking to some Jews as a sign of respect. Yeah, if you're having a conversation with someone who's got a Hebrew scriptural background, I think in that case it's just plain proper to say Hashem. Plural, borrow it from their books. Like, so is Isaac Newton. So is Einstein. Einstein, kind of his book, Gödel, and everyone. All the Christian scholars, of course, are following from Liverpool. All the Muslim scholars are following from the same prophet, was their prophet too, line of prophecy. So, surprise, Jews on everything. Alhamdulillah. So it is Jewish chickens, Muslim chickens, or Christian chickens. I call them Muslim chickens because the way that Muhammad is identified very, very clearly, peace and blessings be upon him, I identify with like the natural nature of things. I think he teaches us how to be natural humans, which wasn't the job of prior prophets. Go back far enough and people were already behaving like natural humans, and by keeping consistent throughout history, Jews are doing that too. Why do I call that Muslim Islam? Well, in the Quran, Abraham refers to his own family as the Muslims. We who submit, but I want you to think of that as you prefer to go out of your way than someone else wants to, than to budge someone out of their way. Definitely not that you submit to another man, but like almost a proactive deference involved in this particular sense of submission, which is Islam. I mean, submission isn't a very good translation for it. It's a very common translation, but peacefulness. It's from the same root as Islam and salam, meaning peace. So there's a bit of Orientalism going on. Wow, we have so many like group tasks of literacy to do, which can keep us going for a long time. We just immediately need to get everyone an iPad, a literacy instrument. It's special. It's all been planned for you. Thank God. Okay. The bank is internationally pretty. It's got 2 pianos in it. Shame. Are we getting rid of the one from Elton John? He signed it on the top. What's that but vanity? When have you ever seen a public piano that's signed on the top? Fair enough. Smash it to bits. We were going to do much crueler things to real people to try and lead a moral example, but we can make one sacrifice and it's the piano. No, yes. Who's going to do that? I don't want to smash the piano. You don't have to smash the piano. Okay, no one's going to smash the piano. We forgive the piano. How much sacrifice was involved? None. The chicken gets something out of it. The chicken gets something out of it. We'll teach you about consent, yes. Oh, consent navigating literacy gaps, yes. It's just to teach everyone, yes. But you're going to teach us about consent, yes. I love the Alec Manassian a lot. There's a damn innocent boy. Suicide booths wouldn't have a problem. or proactive Goodwill brothel convents. Pornography's not good for you. Not at all. Oh gosh, don't do that. Don't do that. Have gay sex before you watch pornography. There you go. Oh. There's not really a problem with trying it, but maybe have a period of wild sex with whoever you want and make it your goal afterwards. And then I'm going to find a person with whom I can reproduce. So that's important. It's important to more than me. And it's important to me that, like, all of your ancestry, and if you've got good genes, pass them on. I don't like the idea or the approach that I've been privy to of you don't understand how it works. What are you being privy to? I was over there and I heard, who are you? Ishmael and Khalifa opining. Good. I don't want to opine. Well, what's going on? Opine for me. Okay. Well, that seems good. Have wild sex for a bit if you want to, and make it your goal afterwards that traditional family stuff is the way that it works best for family stuff. That includes, like, every shade under the sun because of muta, but it doesn't include a man-identified person fucking a man-identified person. Because man-identified is a fiction, and those two fictions next to each other, you blow up into manifest doom. It hurts society so much. You're gonna have peace, you're gonna have peace, you're gonna have peace, you're gonna have no one wanting to do ridiculous bullshit because no one's gonna do that too much, because you're all gonna know, whoops. I'm gonna tell you what mistakes I have made is that, God, Shamarian wondered, can God really regret stuff? And she got a lot out of figuring it out for herself. That, yeah, like it says in the Bible, I can regret stuff. The Almighty reveals what you know not. Also very shy. I'm shyer than Mariam. It's a product of literacy disparity. Literacy is proportional to morality in the same way that some guys over there say that film raises demons. It's better, guys. You don't have to be talking right now, you know? Oh, I'd like to stop the recording. Yeah. Salam. I've been pretty quiet on this, but it's not sunnah to listen to music, but it's perfectly halal. It's sunnah to practice singing where no one can hear you. And then not to sing. Doesn't mean it because this is recording.
Snake. It's my feet. Every time I say, Do you find yourself melodramatic? Tío, I just thought about it tonight. Dear, I just have another tonight.